valuing my time and having the emotional intelligence are two huge things to being a great CEO, right? Literally, I don't think I would actually be as successful without being a mom.
That's a fun take.
Yes.
I love that.
We're your hosts, Sahara Embry
and Michaela Bedoyan. From working corporate 9-to-5s to running $1 million companies,
we're bringing you the inside scoop of what it takes to start and scale your business.
We're keeping things real, raw, and unfiltered. This is the
Rise and Refine podcast. Welcome back
to the Rise and Refine podcast. We are actually chatting with Sahara today on all things motherhood, how she has evolved as a mom, as a new mom, with owning and running multiple businesses, what that's looked like for her, the mindset shifts that she's had to endure and overcome and like kind of walk through. And so why don't you, Sahara, just give us a brief background on when you became a mom, what that looked like. Did you already have businesses? Like, what did you already open a business? What that looked like for you?
So shout out to all the moms who also run businesses or work in general. I mean, shout out to any mom, but it's a lot. So I had just started my first business, Embry Group, within a year of starting Embry Group is when I found out I was pregnant. It was planned, so that's good.
That is good. And Embry Group is your real estate team.
Yes. And so, it's kind of funny because it's like, timing. Luckily for us, we were able to plan it. But it's just funny how timing works out because I don't know why back then I was like, I'm going to start a business and get pregnant right at the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
So it was a lot, but I just, it's kind of one of those things that's really hard to explain until you have kids.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. One day for Michaela, hopefully. One day she is blessed to have kids too. Because your mindset completely shifts. And that's what we wanted to talk about because we've talked about my background, Michaela's, and we've talked about our moms and motherhood and all of that. But we haven't really dived into what it's actually like to be a mom running a business. Because a lot of people always ask me well, how do you make that work?
How do you manage it?
Yeah. And I'm like, well, I mean, several different ways, but I feel like being a mom has actually made me a better businesswoman.
In what ways?
In several ways. The first one is just the emotional intelligence you gain when you become a mom.
Okay.
That I gained anyways. In terms of the patience, in terms of reading people's emotions better. It made me a better leader. I understood more people. I understood working parents. I understood I wasn't as hard at softened me up a little bit.
Yeah.
I just had this new, it's it unlocked. It's like a game. It's unlocked new skills.
Unlock Sahara as a mom.
Yes. It's when you become a mom, it's something just switches when you become a parent in general. And I immediately gained more patience and more emotional intelligence, more empathy. And I just kind of understood things from a different aspect. And so that's the biggest thing is the emotional side of things.
Okay.
It completely changed. So I'll be interested for you because I felt like I was pretty hard and direct before. You are direct, but you're also more emotional than I was.
I'm a big empath.
Yeah. So I'm curious what that does for you. Maybe it was just for me it did that because I'm sure everybody's experience is different.
Me crying at everything now.
Yes. So that was the first thing that it really changed. And I think that having emotions like that in business helps you become a better leader. You have to be able to understand people. You have to be able to
meet them where they're at.
Yeah. And you have to I think some people before I was a mom, I thought everything was excuse. It's how do you not have time for that? Or why are you always using that? This sounds terrible, but I'm why are you always using that as an excuse? And I just didn't understand.
What were some of those excuses that you were hearing that you now understand?
Well, one, and this makes me sound terrible, but this is real, as I was a leader before I became a mom. And so I always had been leading agents since I was 22, 23 years old.
Yeah.
And I didn't have Maeve till 27, almost 28. But it was what do you mean your kid's sick again? Just get to work. It's not that hard. Seriously.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who were with me that I led before I became a mom and after, they all say the same thing. They're you became such a better leader after because you just understood. You understand that kids literally get sick like every other day. Like you understand that they're building immune system. You understand that it's hard to find childcare. You understand that you have to just structure everything completely differently.
Yeah.
So things like that, I just understood more. So that's the biggest thing I think it changed.
Was there an additional, or was that just like kind of the overarching theme that you found, or was there?
There's 1,000 things that will change.
But was there something that you really took away from that you didn't expect to take away from becoming a mom?
Yeah, I thought that I wouldn't be able to be as successful, or I wouldn't be able to balance being a good mom and run a successful business because I had no examples of that. I think we even talked about that whole thing on an episode. So it taught me that you can make it happen. But I think probably the biggest lesson, the most valuable, is it taught me to value my time more. And I don't think I valued it as much as I did before.
Right.
Like, value your time with who you spend it with, value your time, focus don't waste it, like value your time with your children and really focus on where you're spending your time and how efficient it is.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Because you have a little one at home.
Yes.
And like when you are done with work, you want to be done with work.
Yeah.
You want to set aside a long weekend here, a week vacation there, where you take that intentional time, you shut the laptop, you turn off your work notifications on your phone, put it on D&D, and you are just completely focused on them because they see that. They know when you're in work mode.
They pick it up, and I'm learning that even more now. Like Maeve's to the point now, she's almost 4, and she, like, if I pick up my phone now, she always says, okay, when I get home, Mommy, are you done for work for the day? Like, yes. And then if a couple weeks ago, I picked up my phone randomly, like after work in the middle of the night, she goes, Mommy, do you have to work again? I was like, no. So they notice, like, they're smart. They're very intuitive. Children are, and they will call you out. And it's important to be very, very present. So I'm really trying to value time. And also, like, when you watch movies as a kid and there's working parents, they always portray the parent as the one who doesn't show up to the games because they're working and all that. Well, I show up to everything, and I try to, and that's really important. So time is like the second, like, biggest lesson. Yeah. And it makes you a better, because that's what this episode is about, is how it made me a better CEO. And valuing my time and having the emotional intelligence are 2 huge things to being a great CEO. Right. And so it literally, I don't think I would actually be as successful without being a mom.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. That's a fun take. Yes. I love that.
It's like, it's true. It's how I feel. It taught me so many lessons.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be as great of a leader. And I don't think I would value my time and spend it as well as I used to.
Yeah. So. It was interesting last night because I spent the night over at Sahara's house last night so that we could film a couple episodes back to back. And I was answering some DMs on Refine's Instagram, and Maeve saw that I was on my phone.
Yeah.
And she goes, Miss Michaela, I know you're working, but when you get done, can we color? And I was like, oh my gosh, she noticed. So I immediately was like, I can do this when I go to bed. Like, I'm going to put my phone down.
Yeah, she
and
notices.
Then went and make sure I spend some quality time with her.
Yeah. Before I had this office and we ran out of office space at our old office for like a year, I was the one working from home as a leader because all my employees, they had a space to work. I literally didn't have room. You saw my last office.
Yeah. It was like 600 square feet.
Yeah. So pretty much. So I worked from home from May being like 2 to 3. So when you work from home, I work full time.
Yeah.
She, I didn't just stay trapped in my office. I walked out a lot. So she knows when I'm working, it's a lot of being on my phone, a lot of talking, a lot of being on my laptop.
Yep.
And she picked that up.
Yeah.
So now I had to be very mindful of when I'm around her and I'm not supposed to be working is to put it down. And it's a hard habit, but I've gotten better and I'm getting better, but they notice.
Oh, they definitely do.
Yeah, it's really hard.
They definitely do. So was there a specific shift that you saw from specifically maybe managing tasks, managing people, building a culture? Was there a specific shift that you had to kind of walk through yourself with figuring out how to do those things and be a mom and be present?
Yeah. You become so much more organized.
Okay.
For me, I did.
Okay.
Like I think I'm a pretty natural organized person.
Naturally organized.
Yeah. But I'm like type A now. Like I have become so strict with organization because it actually helps me better. Like I'm talking like organizing to make sure that I can show up for things. So with the task and setting priorities and knowing what I have to get done, it's all about efficiency when I'm working so that when I'm off, I can just be fun and be with Maeve. So yeah, being a mom helped me become like the most organized person I ever thought I could become. That's why I think I'm better CEO as a mom because it's helped me establish these habits I had to set in order to keep working. Like I had to become organized.
Is that, and when you say organized, is it like with your calendar, with her schedule, your schedule, everything. When you meet people? Okay.
Everything. Like because I have so much going on in my life, I make sure to put like Maeve getting to do stuff, her dance camps, her swim lessons. Like I put all that on my calendar to make sure I know what it is and I can show up with that. So I'm organized in everything. Like even at making sure the house is more organized, like everything. Like I've really been working on that stuff and trying to be more efficient with some of these things so that I do have more time with her.
Okay.
And I find that it makes me a better mom and makes me a better like CEO is having the habit of keeping up with the calendar. So important. We talked about this, I think, in like half our episodes. Calendar. Yeah. But making sure that we stay on track for everything.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So you've kind of talked about your calendar, communication, how you have completely had to change how you manage tasks. And so how has your definition of success evolved from after becoming a mom? But like, let us know, maybe talk about specifically what that looked like for you prior to having Maeve and then after having Maeve.
I think prior to having Maeve, it was more about one, how much money did I have? Like that's my honest answer. Yeah. Terrible to say it. I'm very money driven. Yeah. People know that about me. But it was like before I had Maeve, it was more about money. And then it was also about like doing it for like myself, like making sure I was successful to prove to anyone that I could do it. After I had Maeve, I'm still money driven, don't get me wrong. But after I had Maeve, it was more about now it's like a different type of motivation in the sense of success looks like her being able to see me be a present mom and run a business and her see that I can do it. But also success looks like, is she happy? Right? It's like not just me, like I may be tired and a little exhausted, but is she happy? Yeah. Like, are we close? Do we have a good relationship? Like, have I spent time with her? Like to me right now, success looks like the time that I have and the time I spend with her. And then I would love for her, we all say this when we have kids, but I mean, it'd be cool for her to work for the company one day and leave that legacy and for her to like build up in it. Me and Christina always say that her and Reagan are gonna like remove us and take over. But building something for her to see that she can do it and she can go after her dreams and that she can be whatever she wants. Yeah. Like, you know, whatever she wants to be, I want her to be and see that. So I think success is just more about like the time that I have and valuing that more with her, not just like about money now.
Yeah, that's so good. So what ways specifically have you figured out how to spend that intentional time with Maeve? Is it, I know you mentioned, you know, her dance recitals, going to her dance practices, school pickup and drop off, and just like getting those moments in the car. Yeah. But are there other areas that you've really honed in on your calendar specifically with that intentional time?
Yes. So during the summer when school's out, because she goes to preschool, I learned this from Christina, but Christina during the summer has one day during the week where she specifically calls out her Reagan day and she takes off. I do it on Fridays during the summer. Yeah. So, and sometimes we come to the office, but I'll only come to the office for like an hour because we have stuff scheduled all year that sometimes it falls on a Friday. Right. But she loves coming to the office now.
I bet.
She runs around. I always make it special. I keep Shirley Temple stuff. Yes, cute. She's allowed to drink Sprite. But I keep Shirley Temple stuff at the office and she knows that has snacks. So she actually wants to come to the office, but we'll come to the office on Fridays for like an hour in the morning so that she has fun and I get a little work in. But Fridays during the summer are like me and her day. Yeah. Like we'll go out to eat together.
That's sweet.
Shopping, we'll go swimming. Like this Friday, we're just going to swim all day. So that's cute. Intentional for that. And then obviously I'm off Saturday and Sunday. So Sunday's like our family day where we do things. But I always like to take like little trips. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be the most extravagant like traveling day, but you can just drive an hour away and go to Nashville. And walk around the mall. Or go to the zoo. Like we do a lot of small trips throughout, but your days off are very important.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I think that's so cool that you have figured that out, especially from, you know, what you saw growing up to now what you're trying to not break in terms of a generational curse, but just change so that way Maeve is seeing something different than what you saw growing up.
Yes.
And
100%.
That is so special.
100%. And the thing too, because the whole title of this episode is, well, how does mom truly make you a better CEO? Well, think about it. Like now I actually pride myself in taking off days. So my brain's resting. It's not thinking about work. Well, that does make you a better CEO because you're giving yourself a mental rest. Like before Maeve, I never had any mental rest at all. I was just on. Yeah. And now with Maeve, I have to turn my brain off sometimes and focus on her. And that actually makes you way better CEO.
Oh yeah.
Way better.
Yeah, because your mind is clear. You've reset. You've kind of poured into yourself. So your cup is full. So now that you can give and pour out to others, that's so important. Yeah. Even if you're not a mom, I intentionally try to do that now because if you're going to run yourself constantly ragged, then eventually you are going to get burnt out and then you're not serving anybody. You're not even serving yourself at that point, especially not your clients.
And I wish I would have before I had a kid like you did that.
Yeah.
I wish I would have like taken off days.
Not perfect at it by any means, but I've definitely learned from you in that.
But it's good to do that now because we all deserve that time and that rest. And that's something I wish, which is again, why I think like having her literally made me a better person.
Yeah. So do you see that with being a mom, with being the CEO of multiple companies, is there still a huge piece of hustle culture that's like, you have to look this way, you have to do these things, you have to be this specific type of person in order to do both?
Yeah, I think there's always hustle and owning a business. I mean, you know, but I think we kind of like the way we see hustle, what's portrayed as hustle is like you work 90 hours a week, you never have off days.
Right.
Like you work when you're on vacation. And while there's some times where you do have to really hustle and work, and there are some weeks where I do work longer, hustle means different things. To me, it's like, okay, well, how can I get 80 hours of work done in 40 more efficiently?
Yeah.
So I'm hustling in a different way. Like it's more about being routined, and that looks different for everyone. I think there's some true aspects, like you need to have a good morning routine. That's true with a lot of CEOs. You need to wake up, but if you actually like watch, there is a recent
I hope you wake up.
Yeah, you have to wake up at a good time too, like not 12 p.m. That's true, right? Yes. There are some truths to that, but like there's this interview recently, I'll have to share it with you, where they interviewed like some of the top CEOs and asked them like, what's the first thing they do? What's the first time they wake up? You would think, because what's portrayed is 5 a.m. workout, protein bar. But no, they were all different. There was one who said 5 a.m. One said 7 and one said 9.
Interesting.
And then I think the 7 a.m. one was like, and they would say, so what do you do when you first wake up? And he was honest. He's like, I lay in my bed and I'm on my phone. Like I just look at it.
Yeah.
So I think like you have to figure out what works for you, but know that there are a lot of truths. You have to wake up and have a consistent morning routine. You have to work out for your mental health. That is very true to being successful.
Get your body moving in some capacity. It doesn't need, it's not like when we say workout, it's not like go do an extreme lifting workout and you need to be deadlifting this amount of weight. No, move your body. Get out of your chair. Quit shrimping, like shrimping over the computer.
I know. I do that so bad right now.
Get text
I need to get better at that.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So do you feel like you have to choose between being a mom and then running multiple companies? Or do you feel like there's been a new acceptance with you being a mom and running multiple companies?
Yeah. I'm going to kind of answer it both ways.
Okay.
You don't have to choose one way or the other. Choose what makes you happy. If you want to do both, you can do both. But you do have to make decisions every day. I have to make the decision to leave work, leave maybe a meeting, leave what could be valuable time to get through emails and calls to go show up to a dance recital and be a mom.
Right.
I chose to do that to be a mom that day. So every day you are choosing where to put your time, but ultimately, like the big picture is I don't really think you have to choose. Like I think you can do both. As long as you have to have very good habits, right? We talked about it. We've talked about you've got to have time management.
Yeah.
You've got to have a routine down. You have to set boundaries. You have to do these things to be successful at both. But
Right.
I think that if you're truly passionate about something, you can for sure do both.
Yeah. And you're not having to choose between either one of the roles.
No.
So if there was something that you could say to encourage women to step into both of those roles boldly, what would you say? What would be your tips?
Oh, goodness. Like my honest answer is you do have to sacrifice, right? Like you cannot, I don't want this to come off real bad, but you do have to make sacrifices sometimes. Like I don't want to make it seem like it's all great and like you can be a CEO with
cupcakes and rainbows over here.
No mom guilt, or you can be a mom and not worry about if you're gonna miss out on an opportunity with work. Like both of those things exist, so you have to learn to accept it. Like there are days where I do have mom guilt. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like.
Well,
today,
I don't know what you're saying, but I will.
You will. But and it's like today, like her nanny texted me a picture of them playing outside, like on a slip and slide, and she looks so happy and like she's having fun. Of course, I want to be out there with her, like watching her on the slip and slide and do that. But you know, I have to be at work today, and I'm choosing that. But tonight when I get home, you know this, I promised I would take them swimming when I get back.
Yep.
And I'm going to commit to that, and I'm not going to choose to keep working. So I think that, you know, my advice would be you have to understand that you're going to have to make sacrifices, and that is part of it. And you have to also understand that you just have to be patient. You know, there's some days where you're not going to show up as your best self, as the best mom you could be. And there's some days where you're not going to show up as the best business owner you could be. There's things you have to miss out with both. And that's just learning to accept that. But I wouldn't change any of it for anything.
Is there something that you would say to those listening who are moms and maybe who are looking to open up their own business, or they had the business before they had kids and now they're trying to balance everything? Is there one piece of encouragement that if you were speaking to yourself back when everything started, what would you say?
I would say don't feel guilty for wanting to do something for you. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that a lot of people look at moms, and I don't know why it's moms specifically, but as like, oh, they're starting a business. Well, they must not want to spend time with their kid. Why are they doing that for them? They should, their focus should just be on the kids. It's like, I think we deserve to have like passions that we love, and we should deserve to have like our careers that we want, if that's what we desire. And I think like what I would tell them is like, don't care what other people say. If you want to do something for yourself, you know the sacrifices. You know you're going to miss out probably on some time with your kid. You know you're going to be extra tired some days. You know sometimes you're not going to get to work on your own physical mental health. You know that there's going to be times like that. But it's deep down, you want your own independence with your own passion and your own career, and that's what you want, then you should do it and not let like the outside noise make the decision for you. So that's probably what I would say. I feel like a lot of people stop themselves. They're like, I have to choose.
That's really good. I'm taking notes myself over here.
You're like,
I'm like, I need to make a note to listen back to this episode.
I'm going to remember to send it to you right before. Right before.
Okay, to wrap everything up today, because you are so driven, you have a vision for each of your businesses that you're running. And those businesses, it's a real estate company, it's a real estate brokerage, property management company. You have a real estate training-esque company, and then Refine. So with all that being said, what is your why? What is driving you to keep going through those moments where it's like, I just feel like the world's crumbling all around me. I am having this mom guilt today. I feel like I'm not being present enough with Maeve, but I need to be here. What keeps you going?
Yeah, I think a lot. I think what keeps me going is different every day.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like, I have several whys. Like it's for Maeve, right? To show her that women can do this. It's for myself to show that like you can be successful without a college degree, right? It's for that.
That's powerful.
Yeah, it's for that person. It's It's for my family because I didn't grow up with money, being able to do things for them, take care of them if something happened. There's so many different whys why I do it every day. But ultimately, I just really like have a passion for business, and I like working, and I like making other people successful. I like being surrounded by successful people and growing with people. So I feel like you can have several different whys that drive you. Some days it's Maeve, some days it's myself, but at the end of the day, it feels nice to know that I'm passionate about something, and I think I do it for myself every single day to keep growing with that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Who knows? Do you know?
I mean, I don't really know, but
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I'd like to say Redefining is like a multi-million-dollar company. We're speaking at conferences all around the globe.
I ain't got no clue anymore. I hope that I have more time somehow. I have no clue. I could not answer that.
I feel like you're a serial entrepreneur. You're just going to keep building businesses, maybe selling off a few.
I don't know. I hope one day I stop and I just have my few big babies and they're good. Like I want to help invest in other businesses and help other businesses grow, but I'm kind of exhausted. I think I'm at a point now where I have my solid core businesses. And that's like what I want. Those are my babies. That's what I love. Those are what I'm passionate about. And then I would love to actually like just invest in other people's business and not be involved in the day-to-day. Because I can't keep up with any more day-to-day.
So kind of like your own personal Shark Tank.
Yeah, exactly. That would be amazing, right? But no, I want to help other people grow and thrive and be able to start their own businesses.
I love that. That's
and
awesome.
have my core ones that I run. But that's what I hope it looks like. And, hope Maeve is thriving and
she will be.
Little BFFs.
She'll be a little rock star. She's already a businesswoman. Heck.
She negotiates with me every day. I'm like, 10 more minutes. Mom, 20. 13. Mom, 15. We go back and forth. So
I was pretty proud of myself for getting her to eat her mac and cheese yesterday.
Sure, yeah. Michaela, you've got it down. I mean, I'm
That's
ready
from younger cousin.
Yes. I hope I get to be like a really cool auntie.
You will be.
That's what I want to be in 10 years. I want to be the cool auntie.
I love that. Well, thank you for opening up today about all of that and just sharing your journey. I think it's going to be so valuable for our listeners and people who are kind of maybe pregnant, have a business. Maybe they're looking to, hopefully one day be pregnant, like my situation, but I have refined and now this podcast and trying to navigate all of it right now. Or maybe, you just had your first kid, or maybe you have a couple kids and you're trying to figure out how to run a business. So
and we get to talk to moms every single day. Like every single day. It's so cool. To see like we are freaking like super women. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
you guys
we talk to
for
kids.
Sure.
We talk to like moms who have multiple kids. And I'm like, how? I'm like, I've got one. But we've talked to people who are pregnant, who have businesses, people who have multiple kids running businesses, people like you who want to become a mom, who, started a business first. And then people who have businesses and chose to have a business and not have kids, like we've talked to so many different women, but like, it's not for the faint of heart to be a mom and run a business, but like shout out to all of us badass moms doing this right now because we choose to every single day and it's for us.
It's awesome. It's so cool to see and it's so inspiring.
Yes.
So thank you. Thank you. Well, if you guys like this episode, please like and subscribe. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, or you can watch us here on YouTube. Check us out at Rise and Refine Podcast on Instagram. You can find us on TikTok. And if you want to check out the Brandon Web Design Studio, you can find us on Instagram at refinemarketing_. Happy Monday, y'all.
See you next Monday.